Yeah, what's happening with it? Y'all already know what it is. You tuned in to another episode of Everything Boxing. There you go, talking that boxing again. And yeah, when you come in the building, make sure that you smash on my like button and let me know you in the building. Yeah, we gonna cook today. Then that's for sure. Yes, sir. And smash that like button as you come in the building and jump in the comment section. Mike Ron, what's happening? Nah, man, I was always an Atlanta Braves fan, always. That's been my squad. I could go way back with the Braves. Ricky Williams, what's happening with it? Salute. Yes, sir. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know they talking about the Oscar Valdez fight and all of that. We ain't supporting that shit over here. And I stand strong on that. So, I won't be talking about it. I won't be doing none of that. Yeah, Mike Rhyme. I'm gonna talk about the Cowboys, man. They surprised me, and I got to keep it real. I got to keep it 100. They surprised me, and I'm gonna talk about that too. I really want to talk about that. Hope we get Knockout in here, cause I got to give Knockout his props. I got to get Knockout his props, man. He believed in the Cowboys, and they lost. They lost, but they did their thing. They did their thing. Ricky Williams say blackout. Yeah, we not. Me personally, I'm not supporting that shit. I can't tell nobody else what to do, but if you're a true boxing fan, I'm not supporting that shit. Yeah, what it is, But like I said, everybody is entitled to do what they want to do. I'm just not supporting that. Yeah. Yeah, but the game, that was a great game last night. For everybody that watched that Dallas Cowboys and Tampa Bay Bucks game, that was a hell of a game last night. The Dallas Cowboys, they really surprised me. I did not think that they was going to play like that. They came out and they surprised me. You got to think. Dak Prescott was out almost a year, didn't play one down in preseason, didn't even really practice like that. He didn't throw in practice. Also, Zeke Elliott, he didn't run the ball not one time in preseason. The offensive line didn't play. Most of the starters on defense didn't play. Most of the starters on offense did not play one snap in defense. So, with all that being said, to come out and play like they played, that shit was a surprise. And that was a hell of a game last night. And Nitty G, what's happening with it? Salute. Salute to you. Yeah. And I know they're not sending out my notifications. Of course they not. I actually didn't even get my own notification on my other account. So I know they're not sending out notifications. But it is what it is. I'm not even tripping on that. You come through, you catch the show, you catch it. If you don't, you don't. But like I said, we here, we gonna cook regardless. Y'all can see they not sending out my notifications today at all. At all. And that's just what, that's what YouTube do. We've been on here for, almost 5 minutes, only 6 people in the building. I know they ain't sending out no notifications. Progressive libertarian viewer says, you rather see Joshua versus Wilder, Fury, or Cheetah. Well, you couldn't see Josh. We could have been seeing Joshua versus Wilder, but you know what happened with that. Joshua didn't want none of that smoke. He didn't want none of that smoke. And very soon, the pressure is going to be on Anthony Joshua once again, like it was a few years ago. And we're going to see how he moved this time. We're going to see how he moves this time, but it's going to happen. The pressure going to be on him. You know what I'm saying? That pressure going to be, it's even going to be, that pressure going to be hotter this time. Real talk. But, and you know, for the ones that is in the building, make sure that you that you hit the like button. Just because, like I said, they already don't send the notifications out, so hit the like button. Yeah, Ricky Williams said YouTube on colored people time for real. Man, YouTube, they just, they just on some, some bullshit like they always is. And that's just what they you know what I'm saying? That's just what they is. If you know, you know. But I want to talk about that game before I start cooking on it, before I even start cooking on this boxing, because I kept it. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I was one of the main ones that said that the Cowboys was go. I'm a lifelong Cowboys fan. My whole life, that's all I know. But I keep it 100. And when I was talking about the Cowboys and the Bucks game, I said, ain't no way they gonna go and be able to compete with the Bucks. I said they gonna get their ass smashed because of all the circumstances surrounding the preseason, surrounding Dak having played in about a year and come back and don't play in the preseason, don't even practice, and all of that, right? Plus Zach Martin, at the end we found that he wasn't even gonna play, so that just, made what I was saying even more to me, like, oh man, they finna get smashed. Knockout, what's happening with it? I'll wait for you to come in the building, Knockout. So I gotta tell you, Knockout, man, you was much more on point about the Cowboys than I was. I don't have no problem admitting that. But see, I was a double winner last night. You dig what I'm saying? I was a double winner last night because a lot of people saying, oh, see how you feel. One nigga even let me see what he sent me, because I didn't really even read it. Hey, I gotta give him a call back and see what he talking about, but he on some good luck in your podcast type shit. But I guess he, we still lost at the end of the day. But the thing is I was a double winner because I wanted the Cowboys to lose. I ain't finna sit here and lie to y'all. Yeah, I am a Cowboys fan, but I bet against them because the smart bet to me was to bet against them. I didn't think that they was even going to be able to compete with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a team that had all of their starters come back, a team that was very healthy, got the best quarterback in the history of the game, got a fast, explosive defense, got the best offense to me, when you look on paper, got the best offense to me in the whole NFL. Look at their wide receiving core, everything. They don't really have too many holes on paper when you look at it. And then you look at the Cowboys and they're just all over the place, right? On paper. You're looking at the Cowboys, you got a quarterback that ain't played at all, no preseason, basically didn't practice. You got a young, defensive crew that was the worst defense in the NFL by far for, worst defense in the NFL for years, right? In the Dallas Cowboys defense. You got an offensive line that they hadn't played together at all last year, but it's like you breathe on them hard, and they injured all of them. La'el Collins, Tyron Smith, all of them. So, with all of that, and then you got, Zeke, right? You got Ezekiel Elliott. He just looked washed up last year. He come back, he looked better, physically when he come back this year, but he didn't even play a snap in preseason. So you just don't know what you was gonna get. So when you looked at it on paper, you like, yeah, it ain't no fucking way. So yeah, I bet against My team. I bet against my team. Wait, oh shit. I just look at this. I just got speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, I just look, it's you never it never ends. I just get I just got a notification on my phone, right? And I'm gonna read it to y'all. Very a notification on my phone on the Cowboys, and it's some bad news. It's some bad news. Let me pull it up for y'all. Um, Damn, I lost it. I'm gonna pull it up for y'all right now since we on this topic. Because if you can see, the channel says everything boxing and sports. We talk about everything when I feel like it. So we talking about football, and then we gonna get into the boxing. So right now, hold on. They said, man, I got a notification. I'm trying to find it. It said that Lael Collins was suspended for 5 games. It just popped up in my notifications right now. Uh, I don't know what that was. It popped up. Now I'm trying to find it. Hold on. I'm gonna find it for y'all. I'm gonna find it for y'all. I don't know what that was, but knockout. Maybe see if that's true, man. I seen a notification that popped up at the top of my phone, and I just glanced at it, and it said like Lael Collins was suspended for 5 games. Um, I don't know if that's true or not, but if that's true, that's some horrible news. If that's true, that's some horrible news. Regina Johnson, salute, Queen. Salute to you. Chris Mitchell, what's happening with it? What's good with it? Yeah, y'all smash that like button. But like I was saying, I don't know if that's true. Let me find out. I'll find out before the show is over, no doubt. And I know if I don't find out, Knockout gonna find out. But like I said, the Dallas Cowboys, if you ask anybody that know anything about football, they weren't supposed to win that game. Like they weren't even supposed to play like they did, but they proved everybody wrong, right? And they shocked me, but I was happy because I was a double winner. I won a, a whole lot of money because I had a bet in and I needed the Bucks to win, right? But on top of that, I won because my Dallas Cowboys they lost, which I needed them to lose, but at the same time they played very well, and they showed that if they can continue to build on what we saw last night. Oh, okay. I'm up in here. Man, you can't come in here with a name like Regina King. I mean Regina Johnson, Batman, and hey, you gotta let a woman name. What's good with it, Batman? Okay. He said his phone dead. He on somebody else's phone. Okay, what's happening with it, Batman? Salute to Batman in the building. You know what I'm saying? Don't come in here. Don't y'all come in here calling Regina Johnson Queen because that's Batman. But anyway, anyway, yeah, my team played very well, and if they can continue to build on what we seen last night, and I got to take my hat off to Dak Prescott because I give Dak Prescott an A for his performance last night. Dak Prescott, he played his ass off last night. I know he had an interception, but that wasn't his fault. He threw a beautiful ball, threaded the needle right to my man CD Lamb. But CD Lamb, they need to put some stucco on his hands or some stickum on his hands because CD Lamb, he a hell of a wide receiver, but the boy just can't catch. The boy will drop, man. The motherfucker, he'll drop a beach ball if you throw it to him. Motherfucker, CD Lamb will drop a beach ball if you throw it to him. I don't know what it is with CD Lamb, but he drop a lot of passes, and a lot of the shit that he do will hurt you. So the Cowboys should have won that game last night. The Cowboys should have, if you watch that game, the Cowboys should have won that game last night. Now, so I was very pleased for the most part what I seen with Dak Prescott, because Dak played his ass off. He didn't even have Zach Martin, and they was getting to Dak. They was rushing up that motherfucking middle all night. But Dak Prescott, he stayed calm. He stayed calm and he did his thing. He did his thing. But so I take my hat off to Dak Prescott. But you got to take the good with the bad, right? You got to take the good with the bad. And like I said, I'm not a fan that's gonna sit here and tell you, "Oh, we the best and we gonna win the Super Bowl every year." I'm gonna take the good and the bad, and that's what I'm gonna do. So some of the keys to the game that you have to talk about if you're a Cowboys fan, right? Yeah, we missed 3 field goals. That what I'm saying, we left 7 points on the board. The red zone, we could have did a lot better in the red zone. We got in the red zone too many times, and they just wasn't scoring in the red zone. That is a problem that they're gonna have to fix. The red zone offense. Another thing, right, is you gotta look, right? You gotta look and say, okay. You gotta look and say, okay, now we still lost. We still only scored like 28 points or whatever. I think we scored 28 or however many points we scored, right? 28 or somewhere around there, I think, right? But we had 4 turnovers. Now, y'all got to think, right? So, La'el, hold on, y'all. I'm going to get back to what I was just saying. La'el Collins suspended for 5 games for substance abuse, probably tested positive for that white girl. You see, and you see what I'm talking about, knockout? It's like every time you as a Cowboys organization, the fan, every time you started seeing some light at the tunnel, it's some fucked up shit like this that happens. It's either a suspension with one of their players, or it's or an injury. Now they don't have nobody to replace La'el Collins. The Dallas Cowboys don't have nobody that they can replace La'el Collins with. We've seen what they did in the past years when La'el Collins was hurt. That is a huge loss to the Dallas Cowboys. He's suspended. That means he can't practice. He can't play 5 games. 5 games. That's crazy. It never ends. It never ends. Now we gotta cross our fingers that Randy Gregory, he ain't the news don't come up in a week or a couple weeks that he gets suspended, because we all know that Randy Gregory is another player that's on the edge, on the verge. He's always on the verge of getting, and he gets suspended again. That's it for him. So it's just crazy. But going back to what I said, right? You got to look at that. Every game, right? Every game, you're not gonna get no 4 turnovers. Shit, if you go back in the past seasons with the Cowboys, we a team that get the least amount of turnovers than any team down there. We at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to getting turnovers. Last night, they was creating turnovers. Now, they were creating turnovers, so they did. But then you got to ask yourself, what goes down, right? What happens if they hadn't created all those turnovers? They created a turnover down there in the end zone, right? They created 2 other turnovers where the Bucs was, marching down the field, about to score. They created turnovers that was like right in their field possession to where they had a very, very short, field to score. So those turnovers, they was a huge key, and we had 4 turnovers, but we still wasn't able to pull out the victory. Now, if we didn't have those turnovers, let's keep it 100. If we didn't have those turnovers, the Bucs would have blown the Cowboys out. And so that defense is going to have to tighten shit up. I am Trill Will. What's happening with it? Ill Will. What's good with it? Salute to Ill Will off in the building. Mark Wonderlick. What's happening with it? Salute. So it's a lot of key things. So yeah, I'm glad that Dak Prescott, he showed me and he proved me wrong for one game that, okay, this kid might have it. I hope he does. I pray that he has it because everybody that know me, I'm not a Dak Prescott believer because them stats, yeah, he'll put up good stats, but they're against horrible teams and trash defenses. Last night, he impressed me. If he can continue to play, even with the defense, right? Because the defense is going to get better. If the defense can stay healthy, they got a lot of young talent. They're going to get better. They don't have nowhere to go but better, right? So and then you got to think, right? You playing Tom Brady. Tom Brady have weapons at every edge of that field on offense. Every position on offense, there is a weapon for Tom Brady. Ain't no holes in that offense on Tampa Bay. So, I really, to put the Dallas Cowboys in a position with that young defense to have to go up against the offense like the Tampa Bay Bucks the first game, the defense is going to get a whole lot better, right? They already seen the worst of the worst playing the Bucks in the first game. So I'm not really worried about the defense at this point, just as long as they can stay healthy because they're going to get better. My thing is, I hope that Dak Prescott can continue to play well like he did and continue to grow and get better, because if he played like he did last night, the Cowboys, they're going to cause a lot of team problems. And then we ain't even see Zeke run the ball. So if Dak can hold up his end of the bargain, it's going to be a very good season for the Cowboys if they don't get hurt. But we know, knock on wood, we know how the NFL goes. But yeah, I was impressed. But the thing is, yeah, we still lost, and you got to look at the fact is, if we hadn't got them turnovers, we still would have got blown out. But the offense still looked good. CeeDee Lamb, he need to put some stick 'em on his hands because he too good to be dropping all them passes. Michael Gallup, Michael Gallup, he definitely gonna give you at least one big drop a game. He need to fix that shit. And other than that, we in there. We looking good. So great game. Knockout Boxing says they will probably put Zach Martin at tackle and let Connor McGovern stay at guard because he played well. Hey, Knockout, he ain't play that good. The motherfucker, they was busting through the middle of that line all night. Dak got hit 19 times. Well, he only got sacked once because he was getting rid of that ball. But he got hit 19 times. And one thing I think that Dak Prescott, I think that he actually learned a lot studying film, and he got better mentally, right? I think that he got better mentally. I think the game slowed down for him while he was out, and just hoping he keeps it up because, it could be a case to where he just been off the field so long. He was just eager and he was just playing with no worry. Like, what I'm saying? He was just so happy to get on the field, and, hopefully he continued because I haven't seen Dak play that good ever since his rookie year. Last game I seen Dak play that well against a defense that was supposed to be a good defense and against a great team like that was when he played in the NFC playoff game against the Green Bay when we lost with that, faulty ass field goal that Mason Crosby hit. But anyway, let's talk about some boxing. What you think? Who will win, Browns and Chiefs? I think the Chiefs will win, but I'm not gonna be. It might be a close game. Because I think the Browns got a very good defense, and Baker Mayfield, he looked like he getting better every year. In the Browns, they got a good squad. They got a good, and then you got Odell Beckham back, so they dangerous. You know, it wouldn't be a big upset if the Browns beat the Chiefs. That's a game to look out for. But let's get into boxing, right? One thing is that I want to talk about this Triller card. I want to talk about, well, I don't even want to talk about the whole card. I'm gonna talk about Holyfield and Vitor Belfort, because the rest of that shit is, I like the Jonah Carroll fight. I like his fight, but the rest of that shit is not. It's just some, it's some bullshit, you know. But Evander Holyfield versus Vitor Belfort. When I first heard that Evander Holyfield was coming back and he fighting, you know, Vitor Belfort, he has boxed before. I think he like 1-0 in boxing, but he's a UFC fighter. You know what I'm saying? Former UFC star. And I heard that he fighting Evander Holyfield. I said, that's good. Holyfield getting somebody that he can warm up with. He can go in there and, you know what I'm saying, pretty much do what he wants to be Vitor Belfort, because dude is not a boxer, right? But then, as we all saw, and y'all hit my like button because they not sending out my notifications. Y'all can see it's only 23 people in the building. So that's letting you know that they not sending out none of my notifications. That's already letting you know they not sending out the notifications. So the least thing y'all can do is hit the like button. But so anyway, when I saw it, I'm like, oh yeah, Holyfield definitely got this shit. Holyfield finna fuck him up. And then I immediately went and looked at the I went and looked at the betting lines, and Holyfield was a favorite. You know, he was a considerable favorite. And then right the next day, Holyfield puts up a video. You know, he did a public workout. Holyfield puts up a public workout, and I'm like, let me check it out, because you know I want to see how Holyfield is looking. And I went and looked at the public workout, and I said, man, tell me this Holyfield is playing. Like, tell me this ain't really Evander Holyfield. This is how he's looking right now, right? Because he looked like a 65, 70-year-old man hitting mitts. Now, mind you, that Evander Holyfield is probably 59. He almost 60. You know what I'm saying? Evander Holyfield is pushing 60. He pushing right up on it. But if you look at Evander Holyfield, he's always in great shape. He looks in great shape. Still got a great physique for being, you know, damn near 60 years old. But then if you go see him train, you alarmed. Like it's alarming, because you like, damn, are they gonna let Holyfield get in the ring? Because it didn't look good. He looked like an old man hitting the mitts. Like, he looked like that he had to pause and think about every combination. It's just, it didn't look good at all. It was scary, right? It was scary to see Evander Holyfield hitting those mitts and then think that he was going to go into a boxing ring in a real 8-round fight. It's an exhibition fight, whatever you want to call it, but it's a real 8-round fight. And it was scary because I said to myself, I said, Evander Holyfield, right? I said, he looks like that. In his head, in his mind, he still think that he could do the things that he was able to do in his 30s. But his body, right, is moving like a 70-year-old man. So it's just not, it ain't catching up to each other. So in his mind, he's still thinking like, oh, I got it. I got it all, right, in his mind. But then when you see it, it's like, damn, he don't look like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, when you looked at Mike Tyson, you said, okay, yeah, Mike Tyson, he 54, 55 years old, but he don't look like that. You know what I'm saying? He not in the ring. His movement and his speed and power, agility, right? Holyfield is the exact opposite. And then for years, we've noticed that Holyfield seems like that his speech is very slow and, slowed down. So Holyfield is the reason that I fell in love with boxing. If anybody that knows my story know that ever since 1986, when I first seen Holyfield versus Muhammad the White Qawi, right? That's when I fell in love with boxing. I had watched boxing before that with my dad, but I was too little to really remember. But when Holyfield fought Qawi, I remember that fight, right? And that's what made me fall in love with boxing. And ever since that day, Holyfield was my favorite fighter. It goes Roy Jones Jr., my first favorite ever of all time, and then Evander Holyfield. That's how I go. Anybody else come after them. So, like Holyfield, that was everything to me growing up watching, boxing. So when I saw that, I immediately, I got afraid for Holyfield because I don't want to see that. And I asked myself, the first thing I asked myself, I said, is he just doing this because of the media and the crowd is watching, right? But then I think back, right? And I think back to a couple years, about a year ago, when Holyfield was when he was training, and he was supposed to be training for a comeback to fight Mike Tyson. Before Mike Tyson fought Holyfield, if y'all remember, it was supposed to be, before Mike Tyson fought Roy Jones, it was supposed to be Holyfield and Mike Tyson. And Holyfield had posted some videos back then of him, training in the ring, hitting mitts and all of that, right? And Holyfield, he didn't look good back then, right? He didn't look good back then. Now, he didn't look as bad as he did on the footage that he put up, right? Pac-Man, what's happening with it? Pac-Man Tate, salute to you. So, Holyfield, he didn't look bad when he had put up the train. He didn't look as bad when he had put up the training footage about a year ago or more when he was training for Mike Tyson, right? But he looked it bad still in that. And I remember back then, people was like, man, yeah, Holyfield ain't really looking like he got it, right? So now fast forward, you got to think. He's only had about a week's notice, week and a half notice, right? But he did say he has been training, but he ain't been in no training camp. He's been, keeping himself in shape. Maybe, working here, working a little bit here. He's not been in no training camp. And when you see him and you can see it, like, I know you want to say, like, I know we want to say, okay, he was fooling us. But if you go back to when he was training for Tyson, he looked the same back then. He just looked a little bit better. But now, you know what I'm saying? It's been a whole nother year and a half. He ain't been in no training camp. So I don't like this. I don't like them. I pray and hope that, maybe he was trying to fool us. I pray and hope that he was trying to fool us, because if that is Evander Holyfield, somebody needs to stop him from getting in the ring. Even though, yeah, he fighting Vitor Belfort, that is a UFC guy, but this dude is a lot younger than Holyfield. He's boxed before. He's been and he's a professional combat fighter, period. And you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just a bad look. It's not I don't want to see Evander Holyfield. You don't have nothing to prove. You had a great career. You don't need to get in there and do this. You really don't. And maybe this is the reason why Holyfield has been trying to come back to boxing for years and years and years. And if y'all don't know, for years, Holyfield was trying to come back to boxing, right? The real. I'm not talking about the celebrity stuff. To real boxing, and he couldn't get anybody to clear him, to give him the okay. they was basically saying like, nah, we can't clear you. And maybe this is the reason. We've seen, I've even went back, right? Because like I said, I watched Holyfield, you know what I'm saying, damn near my whole life, right? And so I went back and I said, man, I don't remember Holyfield really sounding like that. So I went back and I looked at some whole old Evander Holyfield interviews, right? And his speech is slowed down considerably. Like his speech is not the same. It slowed down considerably. Like it really has. And those are all signs. Why is James even, you see, and this is what I'm saying, these people, they don't give a damn about these fighters. James Toney is finna have a fight coming up. Listen to James Toney. James Toney, it take seriously, and I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm dead serious right now. It takes James Toney a whole minute to get 3 words out, and you can't even understand nothing that he's saying at all. When James Toney speaks, you don't know nothing that he's saying at all. I haven't been able to understand James Toney in years. So you're telling me it's okay for James Toney to get in the ring? Now you hear Evander Holyfield. You telling me it's okay for him to get in the ring, and then you hear him and you see him. Now, when you get to see him on the mitts, he sounds, right? He looks like he sounds, right? He sounds like an old man that has a lot of damage, brain damage from taking a lot. And if y'all don't know Evander Holyfield's career, Evander Holyfield took a lot of damage in his career. He was in some tough, grueling fights. Like, I mean, he only had 12 fights when he went 15 rounds with the white Muhammad Qawi. I'm talking about from cruiserweight all the way to heavyweight. Evander Holyfield, he took a lot of punishment. A lot. You know, because he fought in the weight division to where he was much smaller than pretty much everybody almost that he got in the ring with. And so, of course, it took a toll on him. You can tell when he talks. Now, he still has, his mind is still there. He can still say what he want to say, but it don't come out like, you know, you would think. If you go back, all you got to do, and if you're not, you know, familiar with how he used to sound and everything, all you have to do is go back and go to an old Evander Holyfield interview and then listen to him talk right now. Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? We gonna try to pull something up while we talking. You know what I'm saying? While we on here, we might as well pull up Evander. Let me see. Let me see. Let me pull up a post-fight interview. Let me see. Here we go, right here. It was a perfect, and things would happen. Okay, listen, TV. Now everybody is pretty much what's good with it. Money Brown TV, what's happening with it? You see, Money, I ain't sending my notifications out again, but I ain't tripping. But so everybody, right? Batman, he back in the building on his real phone now. J.A. Dixon, salute. So everybody has heard Evander Holyfield. He talk now. And I'm going to make a comparison real quick, right? Because I can do that. My father is 70 years old, right? My father, he forget a lot of shit. You know, shit, I'll forget a lot of stuff, right? But he forgets stuff, but he doesn't sound no different from what he did when he was 30 to when he was to now when he's 70. So But he hasn't taken punches to the head like that. He wasn't he wasn't a combat fighter for a living. Now, everybody knows what Evander Holyfield sounds like now. I'm gonna pull up Evander Holyfield. This is his post-fight against Buster Douglas. And listen to the difference and how he sounded then to what he sounds like now.
Who has superior reflexes, who
Hold on.
exactly where he wanted
he gonna talk.
Threw the punch that he needed, and the steam was so much on that punch that Buster Douglas stayed down for a full 2 minutes.
Well, the challenger has been favored 12 times.
Hold on.
The heavyweight championship, Evander Holyfield becomes the 7th, and this was the 35th time the challenger was undefeated.
Hold on, y'all. Here we go.
I trained to the best of my ability to come out and fight a good fight, and I was out to do it.
Well, the champion is leaving. He is not going to do an interview. I can't say that I blame him after getting starts like that. But Lou, that is a game plan that you and Georgie Benton and Holyfield worked out, and it worked out just exactly as you wanted it.
Well, I always said this guy is the best listener.
Hold on, real quick.
I trained hard.
Did you see that he wasn't?
Okay, here we go.
Douglas. I mean, was that important?
Well, actually, I can't say. I'm not Douglas. I don't know if it affected him or not. I trained to the best of my ability to come out and fight a good fight, and I was out to do it.
Well, the champion is leaving. He is not going to do an interview. I can't say that I blame him after getting starts like that in the world, and he is aggressive.
Hold on.
The challenger
Let me get a little bit more.
Douglas, I don't know if it affected him or not. I trained to the best of my ability to come out and fight a good fight, and I was out to do it.
Well, the champion is leaving. Where's Bernal Whitaker? Bernal Whitaker's here also.
To James Buster Douglas. He lays him out in round number.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
All right, from one champion to the other and back to Bob Papa.
Wait a minute. He didn't say too much on there, right? But y'all can tell that his speech, it was much different back then, right? He wasn't. Now, if you listen to Holyfield talk, he back then he was quick. He said what he had to say. He got out quick. He doesn't sound the same now. So look at James Toney. Let's go back to James. You can't even understand what James Toney says when he talks now. And they letting James Toney get in the ring. So if you think that the commission, if you think anybody cares about these fighters' health, they don't. They really don't. It's all about money at the end of the day. And I don't think that they should be allowing Evander Holyfield to get in the ring. And if I was Evander Holyfield's people, I would try to strongly advise him not to get in the ring. And I'm pretty sure his family members and people around him have tried to stop him from getting in the ring, but that takes the boxing commission to not let him fight. And why would you call this man? Why would you call this man and have him even ask him to get in the ring on a week's notice? Why would you put Evander Holyfield in that type of position? All of the things that Evander Holyfield has given us in the sport of boxing, you're going to not care about this man that much to call this man and just throw him in the motherfucking ring on a week's notice. Almost 60 years old. You see his speech has slowed down. You've seen him train numerous amounts of times. He's put videos of himself training, and you can tell he don't have it no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't look like Mike Tyson did. When you hear Mike Tyson's speech has not slowed down. When you see Mike Tyson in the ring, Mike Tyson don't look like that he slowed down at all. So I mean, it's crazy. So another thing I wanna tell y'all, right? Another thing I want to tell y'all is that when I looked at the betting lines, when Evander Holyfield and Vitor Belfort first came out on the betting lines, it had like I said, it had Evander Holyfield. He was a favorite. He was a considerable favorite. Now, if you look at the odds, Evander Holyfield is a 2-1 underdog now. He's a big underdog now. 2-1 underdog now. So they know. They're looking at this and they know, like, okay, yeah, this man, he really shouldn't be in the ring. But we want money. We don't care who we put in the ring, just as long as we continue with the main event. We continue with this card has to go on. They don't care about these fighters. And like I just told y'all, James Toney, he getting ready to fight somebody. So that just lets you know they don't care about the fighters. And James Toney, he can't even get 2 sentences out in 2 minutes. And if he do get it out, you don't know what the fuck he's saying. And I'm not trying to be funny at all. Hey, J.A. Dixon says James Toney be sounding like James Brown. And James Toney didn't sound nothing like that. James Toney was a fast, slick talking, you know what I'm saying? James Toney was a fast, slick talking ass dude and talked that shit. Money say Holyfield about to beat that UFC fighter ass. I don't know, bro. Like I said, I initially thought that when I seen it, but after seeing Holyfield after seeing Holyfield hit them mitts, and then I go back to when I seen the training footage a couple years ago when Holyfield first showed that he was training, and then after when he was supposed to be training for Mike Tyson, he didn't look good in none of that stuff. None of it looked good. So I don't know, man. I'm kind of afraid, man. I'm kind of afraid because everybody that know me know how I feel about Holyfield. He my top 2 favorite fighter of all time. Money. Oh man, congratulations, man. Blessings to your aunt, Money. Blessings, man. You didn't tell me that. And if you did tell me that earlier, man, I must have missed it, man. That is a blessing. That's a blessing, man. Much blessings. But yeah, man, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it with my fingers crossed, and hopefully, if Vitor Belfort sees that, okay, Holyfield, he actually is, I shouldn't be in the ring with this guy. I hope that he, give him some slack. I hope that he give him some slack and he don't just go in and try to, and I don't think that Vitor Belfort, if he sees once the bell rings and they get to fighting, that Holyfield should not be in the ring and that Holyfield is much less than a shell of himself, and he's slow, and I think that he will cut him some slack. I don't think that he's just gonna go in there like, oh well, fucking, I'm gonna just kill this old ass man. But I don't know, man. He shouldn't be in the ring. Shouldn't be in the ring though. And Alan Barnes says that he don't need to fight, he might get killed. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We all gotta just hope that Vitor Belfort, he has mercy. And it's an exhibition fight, and so I think he, will have mercy. So let's, whatever, man. But anyway, moving along. And y'all hit my like button, because like I said, they not sending out my notifications. You can see by how many people in the building, they not sending out my notifications. So just make sure that y'all hit the like button for the ones who is in here. Juan, what's happening with it, Juan? So now let's get into Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson and Jamel Herring, they got a fight coming up in the ATL. You dig? I think, I think I had somebody text me. Oh yeah, my man Cleo text me. He said the Shakur Stevenson Herring fight gonna be good. Floor ticket 600. When is that fight? Let me look up, because I know it's in October. Let me see. Let me pull up the Shakur Stevenson and Jamel Herring fight so I can get the right date for it. Because I don't know, man. That's a fight that I might want to go to. It's a lot of fights coming up though. The 23rd of October, okay? So Shakur Stevenson, right? And one thing I want to talk about, this is going to be a hell of a fight, but one thing I've been noticing, right? And I know Shakur Stevenson's temperament because I've actually sat right next to Shakur Stevenson. It was an open seat at a fight. I was sitting ringside at a fight before. And Shakur Stevenson was like, hey, man, can I sit? You know what I'm saying? Can I sit right here? And I'm like, man, you good? Go ahead, you know? And so he snuck up to the floor and sat right next to me. So, and then some of his partners were sitting behind. And so I got to, you know, chop it over Shakur. And I know that he just like any other young kid. Like, he not one of them, like, that's my, see, everybody had a perception of Shakur Stevenson, right? When he came on the scene with Top Rank and Andre Ward, you know, and everybody had that perception of Shakur Stevenson, like he was a nice, quiet, young kid that was, you know, the sweet, lovable young kid. And that was never Shakur Stevenson. That wasn't his persona. That wasn't his personality, right? I think that he came with that personality coming out of the Olympics. You know, I think that Andre Ward and the people that was around him tried to, you know, build him into having a certain type of image, right? Every time he came on, he had a big smile. He was, you know, said everything politically correct. And, you know, that's just how they tried to bring him out. They tried to bring him out kind of like Andre Ward was throughout his whole career, right? And, you know, that's the perception that everybody had of Shakur Stevenson until, you know, and he got in a little trouble. Who cares? That's what young, you know, young men do at that age. And then everybody start trying to look, oh, he ain't what he tried to, you know, but they tried to uphold that image. I don't know what happened between him and Andre Ward, but it could have been that, you know, Shakur Stevenson started slowly but surely started more and more playing that villain role and speaking out. And but when I sat next to Shakur Stevenson, right? Because I had met Shakur Stevenson before, but it was just like, hey, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? He just came out of the Olympics, and you could tell he was still upholding that persona. Like, he had the biggest smile when he met me. He was actually with Andre Ward's wife when I met them. And he was like, you know, acting like the sweetest kid in the world. But then when he sat next to me, I said, oh, yeah, this a nigga. Like, he was talking shit. He was conversating back with his homeboys, and he was acting just like any other kid, street kid would act. You know what I'm saying? And so from that point on, I said, oh, that image that they trying to make Shakur Stevenson, I said, that ain't Shakur. I said, and I said to myself, I said, that shit ain't gonna last long, because this little, you know what I'm saying? This like, you know, one of them little badass kids in the streets, right? Them little badass kids. I said, this him. You know, like any other young 20-year-old or whatever he was, 19, whatever he was at that age, when you know, a few years ago. I said, oh yeah, that image that they trying to, you know, get him to play, that ain't gonna last long. So now we should see Shakur Stevenson, and I seen the press conference with him and Jamel Herring yesterday, and I'm looking, right, and I'm like, and something hit me. I said, Shakur Stevenson has come around and made a whole 360. You can see now that Shakur Stevenson, he being himself, right? But I think that Shakur Stevenson is now, he's like gonna embrace the bad guy role. I think that Shakur Stevenson is very smart. He knows what sells in boxing. Of course, you know, he talked about plenty of times. He grew up watching guys like Floyd Mayweather. You know, he really grew up, and he was a big Sweet Pea fan, but he grew up watching Floyd Mayweather, and he knows that he's going to have to create some type of persona that's going to sell. Now, when you seen Floyd Mayweather come out with Money Mayweather, that was Floyd Mayweather. It wasn't all the persona. He just took it to another step, right? Because he embraced the hate. And I think that Shakur Stevenson, we seeing Shakur change right in our face. And now I think from now on, Shakur Stevenson is going to continue to build on a villain character. He's gonna continue to be like, man, fuck y'all, fuck what you talking about, fuck what you think, and fuck my opponent. Straight up. Because he could have easily been like, I got a lot of respect for Jamel Herring, and this is gonna be a great fight, but I believe that I have the tools and the ability. He was like, nah, fuck that. He said, man, he ain't my friend. Yeah, we've been in the same camp, but we don't talk to each other afterwards. We don't he ain't my type of people. I don't kick it with him. I don't give a fuck about this dude. Yeah, he cool, but it is what it is. I'm gonna beat his fucking ass. And that's the type of attitude that Shakur Stevenson had. So now we can see that Shakur, he's really coming into his own personality. And I like that because it's authentic. I think that might have been part of the problem where him and Andre Ward fell out, because they wanted a different type of persona. And Shakur Stevenson, you could tell that wasn't gonna last. Even when he came out a while back, and he started talking about how Bob Arum at Top Rank was on some bullshit when it comes to his career, right? He didn't hold no punches, right? Hold on, my bad. He didn't hold no punches when he started talking about Bob Arum and like what they was doing with his career, how they was the lack of promotions. So I think with a lot of that, people wondering, they've never talked about it, but people wondering why did him and Ward fell out. Sometimes, you got people around you that's not a good look for your career. Now, I think Andre Ward would have been great for him as far as business-wise and making sure that he wasn't, getting fucked over as a fighter financial-wise. But I don't think that Andre Ward was necessarily the right look for him as far as, okay, say this and do that. And be humble, and because it didn't work for Andre Ward. You dig what I'm saying? That shit didn't work for Andre Ward. If Andre Ward was more like a mentor to guide him to what to say and what to do, I don't think that was a good look. Now, Andre Ward is a great look if he's basically, okay, I'm working on him, basically I'm a person that's going to be in his corner as far as working with him, with, the mental aspect of boxing and showing him new things and kind of like a co-trainer. That would be a great look. But I think that Andre Ward was maybe like a manager, taking that manager role and also trying to guide his career, like do this and don't do this and say this and say that. And it's good for advice outside of the ring as far as not getting in trouble. But I don't think that Andre Ward was necessarily a good look on his persona. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't really tell me what type of persona to carry on when, yeah, your persona was authentic. You were just being you. You was real. But the type of temperament that you have don't work in today's boxing. Evander Holyfield had the same type of persona and temperament that Andre Ward had, right? But that type, it worked back then, right? Because back then it was more so with no social media. People went off of, the great stories or the bad stories that they wrote about you in the boxing magazine that you was able to pick up and read. You ain't really care about that. You wasn't involved in the fighter's persona, in the fighter's lifestyle outside of the ring, because there was no social media back then. So all you cared about is how that fighter was performing in the ring, right? Because if you was a boxing fan growing up in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s, right, you were a boxing fan, right? Now, 90% of these motherfuckers are not boxing fans. They get intrigued off of what goes on social media. What fighter said what? Who got in trouble? Who was acting a fool in the club? You know what I'm saying? Who got more followers than whoever? And why does this man got this many followers? And who knows motherfucking Drake? And who knows Rick Ross? You know what I'm saying? It's more about that type of shit that don't have nothing to do with who can fight and who can't fight in the ring, right? So you have to have, unless you a knockout artist to where people always are going to love bloodshed. People always are going to love a knockout artist, right? Right? So that's always going to sell for now. We don't know what's going to happen 5 years from now in boxing, but that's always going to sell. But if you knock that, now, unfortunately, you can't be like Sweet Pea and just be sweet and be just fucking great in the ring and people just going to love you for that and pay to see you. You have to have another persona. You got to have more to you to that. And I think that Shakur Stevenson has noticed that. And Shakur Stevenson is like, man, fuck that. I'm going to be myself. And you know what? They don't like me when I be myself because we've seen that, right? Shakur Stevenson has slowly but surely, he's coming to his own. He's just being himself. When he say some shit, he gets criticized. You know what I'm saying? When he talking, they gonna criticize him as a black man, period, if he's not a motherfucking Tiki Barber or Sean Alexander. If y'all don't know who that is, you know. If you know, you know. If you're not in football, if you the black athlete, that's great, but you don't walk to the end zone and put the ball down and go back and walk off the field. Instead, you motherfucking do a celebration and you high step down the sideline, or you know what I'm saying, you got some swag to you and you let everybody know I'm the shit. Who can make a play? I can make a play. Like T.O. used to say, who can make a play? Who can make a play? I can make a play. You know what I'm saying? If you loud and bashful about it because you know who you are, you confident, they don't like that as a black man. No, it's okay for if you a Conor McGregor, if you're a Rob Gronkowski, and I like Rob Gronkowski, but I'm just saying, it's okay for you. But if you're a black man, you're not supposed to do that. It goes back all the way back to the days like Jack Johnson and Joe Louis. You ain't supposed to talk that shit, right? So anyway, you know, that's a whole different story. But if you know, you know. Now, so Shakur Stevenson, he realized that if, you know what, I'm being myself, I'm telling the truth, I'm being confident, I feel how I feel. And damn, they vilifying me for being confident in myself, speaking up. So now I think that Shakur Stevenson is like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to embrace the villain character, just like Floyd Mayweather did. See, Floyd Mayweather was smart. You know what? When I be myself, I'm pretty boy. I got that swag. They don't like me. They talk bad about me. They don't like me. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna maximize this character. I'm gonna maximize myself to where I'm gonna be myself, but I'm gonna bring a whole new character. I'm gonna make them not like me even more and more. It's just like a wrestler, right? It's like a wrestler. And when a wrestler is playing the villain, they get off on having the crowd spit at them and throw shit at them. And Shakur Stevenson, what you seen in that press conference, I think Shakur gets it. I think that Shakur Stevenson gets it. And I love it. Because you know what? Make them hate you. Make them not like you. You know what I'm saying? Because those same people that hate you and they don't like you, they gonna pay. They gonna pay to see you lose. He gets it. And I think we're gonna see a very different Shakur Stevenson from now on. And we're gonna continue, and as Shakur Stevenson's career grows, I'm telling y'all, and you hearing it from right here first. You hearing it right here first. Don't say that he didn't change. Don't say none of that shit. I'm telling y'all right now. If Shakur Stevenson's career grows, it's gonna, his persona and the villain that you see and the shit talking is gonna get more and more. Shakur Stevenson is going to be like a Floyd Mayweather. He might even talk a lot more shit than Floyd Mayweather. Because see, Shakur Stevenson, he really got that mean streak in him. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather came out as pretty boy. You know what I'm saying? I want to, Shakur Stevenson from Newark. You know what I'm saying? He might look like a, you know what I'm saying, little pretty boy kid, but then he ain't got that mentality. You feel what I'm saying? And he gonna embrace the villain role, and it's just gonna get more and more after he beat Jamel Herring, because I think that he is gonna beat Jamel Herring. And I'm not, no disrespect to Jamel Herring, because I got the utmost respect for Jamel Herring. But I think that Shakur Stevenson is gonna beat him. And when Shakur Stevenson beat Jamel Herring, y'all gonna call it cocky. I'm gonna call it confident. So I'm gonna use y'all word. He gonna get more cocky. Like I said, I want to say confident. He gonna get more confident. He gonna get more brash with the words that he say, and he gonna not shy away from letting everybody know he is who he is, and fuck you and how you feel about it. And to make it plain and simple, I think that's the Shakur Stevenson that we're gonna see from now on, and it's only gonna grow. So don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't say like, oh, he being cocky now just because he didn't won some titles, he changed, you know what I'm saying? No, all y'all need to worry about if you're a Shakur Stevenson fan is make sure that he doesn't change outside of the ring. Make sure that he stays focused outside of the ring. That when he starts getting more and more money, that he don't go off the deep end and start, partying too much and all of that. Other than that, Shakur gonna be all right. He gonna be more than all right. So yeah, that's what I saw, and I liked what I saw from Shakur Stevenson. I liked what I saw from Shakur Stevenson this press conference. And Jamel Herring, you can't really gauge too much on him because he pretty much always keep the same persona. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna talk shit. He's not gonna do certain things to try to sell the fight. That's why they got Bo Mac fat ass. Bo Mac is gonna come out and he gonna say everything. He gonna help Jamel Herring sell this fight. But I'm looking forward to this, because if they give this fight the amount of coverage that it needs, right? They need to promote the fight first of all, right? So if they promote the fight, well, the fight could do big numbers. Shakur Stevenson, he has to be willing to come on these platforms, because we all know that that ESPN is only gonna do a little bit, right? But when ESPN do whatever interviews that they have him on, right? Shakur Stevenson on, he needs to. I think we're gonna see him talk a lot of shit. I think we're gonna see him embrace that persona. So it's gonna be good that we're gonna be able to witness that, right? And Shakur Stevenson needs to he needs to dive into these YouTube platforms. You know what I'm saying? He needs to really dive into these YouTube platforms and promote himself. But that's on him if he does that or not. You know what I'm saying? That's on him if he do that or not. But yeah, I'm real excited. Dripping Sauce, what's happening with it? Salute. B Dog, what's good with it? Salute. But yeah, man, I also think, to what J.A. Dixon is saying, I think that we're gonna see a whole different Shakur Stevenson. I think that we're gonna see him a lot more aggressive than we see him in the last fight. I think that we're gonna see him. I think we're gonna see his defensive skills, and I think that we're gonna see him walking Jamel Herring down. He has the utmost confidence that Jamel Herring don't have nothing for him in that ring. You can see it. You can see by how he talks. You can see it by his confidence. And I mean, he pretty much know what Jamel Herring has to bring to the table. They've been in the same camps together. I'm pretty sure that they've sparred numerous amount of times and they've watched each other, so they know what it is. And Jamel Herring knows that he can't beat Shakur Stevenson. I mean, I don't want to sound like no dickhead or nothing, but And I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna say the man don't believe in himself, but if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that he's not gonna get in the ring and give it his best effort. And it doesn't mean that he's not gonna try to come up with the best game plan that him and Bomac come with. And that doesn't mean that Bomac is not gonna be able to give him confidence to think that his game plan is gonna work against Shakur Stevenson. But he knows Shakur Stevenson is better than him. So it is what it is. But let's move on. Let's talk about this Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. We are, yesterday, we 29 days out. 29 days out, right? We're basically almost exactly a month out, a day over a month out from this Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fight, right? Now, like I told y'all before, I haven't been talking about it a lot because I don't want to get too hyped up about it and then Tyson Fury pulls out. But for some reason, and I'm going to knock on wood, for some reason, I think this fight might go through now. I've got to hear Tyson Fury speak. I've got to hear Deontay Wilder speak, and it looks like that these two men that you see on the back on my screen, it looks like that we actually will see them go at it on October the 9th. Now, you never put nothing past Tyson Fury to pull out at the last second because we all know that the last thing he wanted to do was get in the ring. The last thing that he wanted to do was get in the ring with Deontay Wilder. The man spent over a year trying to get out of the fight. When the fight was forced upon him, he still came up with a reason to get out of the fight. Now, right now, we are a month out, and hearing both of them talk, it seems like that maybe, just maybe, Fury has come to the conclusion that it's no way out, right? We know from my man Pac-Man Tate that, Tyson Fury and Wilder, it has to go on if Fury wants to continue his career, right? It's either you get in the ring with Wilder or you retire. Now, he could retire for a year and come back. But I mean, is the man actually willing to retire for a whole year and then come back? Because at this point in time, if he has to retire for a year because he don't want to fight Deontay Wilder, right? If he got to retire and then come back, well, you won't see him come back. You won't see him come back. You'll never see him come back. So I think he has come to that realization, right, to where, you know what? I actually do have to get in the ring with this man. It ain't really no way around it if I want to continue my boxing career, right? It's no way around it. I really have to face my fear, and I have to face this man, Deontay Wilder, on October the 9th. Now, we all know. We heard Wilder talk, right, on the podcast, and Wilder said, look, the dude was getting fucked up in sparring. Like, it's nothing that we don't know. But one thing that Wilder said, he said that he had somebody in his camp that was actually one of the guys that was fucking Tyson Fury up in sparring. I think the last time, right, Tyson Fury got caught off guard. I think that some reason in his head that he thought that he was going to be able to get away with fighting, not having to fight Wilder, right? He was lollygagging around, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever the fuck he was doing, right? And he thought that he was going to be able to really get out. When they went through arbitration, he thought that he was going to be able to get out of the situation. His lawyers was probably telling him, we got this handled, don't worry about it, because that's what lawyers do. They tell you most of the time, they tell you, you know what I'm saying, what they tell you what you want to hear. Or they tell you somewhat of what they want you to hear. So they was probably telling him, don't worry about it. We got the whole situation under control. And then bam, before you knew it, they told him, nah. We don't know what you think, but you got to get in the ring with that man. And you know what else? If you don't get in the ring with him, you got to retire. You got to say, you know what I'm saying? You got to chunk them deuces to boxing. And you got to go on about your way. And that's just what it is. That's what it's going to be. And that's what it is going to be in the future. And so, damn, now he like, fuck, I got to start training. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, they was talking about and giving you all them lies about, you know, him and Anthony Joshua. Him and Anthony Joshua was not going to fight each other in no September. That shit was a lie, right? You see, Anthony Joshua is, not in September. I think they told you that they had told you it was supposed to be in, I think they had told you, I think they had was saying that him and Anthony Joshua was supposed to fight in September or something, right? So yeah, in September, or September or October, whenever it was, right? Now they tell you, nah, you got to fight Deontay Wilder, and you know what? You got to fight Wilder in July. So that shit really caught him off guard. Now I really got to start training. Now I really got to get in the camp and take this shit serious. And my motherfucking mind ain't even here. He going to training camp. He started getting the shit beat out of him. Fucking with these young hungry lions. Right? Fucking with these hungry lions, right? Yeah, August the 14th, and whenever they had said it was, that shit wasn't going to happen. You see that Joshua ain't fighting until September. Late September, right? So, I mean, y'all already see what it is. That shit was all a lie. If he was able to get away with not fighting Wilder, Joshua and Fury wasn't going to happen until September. So, right, so now you got to fight in July. Now it's like, oh, shit. He goes in the training camp, he getting his ass whooped. And he wasn't ready. Everybody knows that he wasn't ready. So what does he does? He fakes COVID, right? Oh, okay. That's something I could get away with. You know, Teofimo Lopez just did it. Shit, I'm going to do it. He faked COVID because he wasn't ready to give himself more time. I could fake COVID because I'm not ready. In the meanwhile, I could try to get into Deontay Wilder's head to try to get him to overtrain. So I think that was the whole thing, right? So I'm starting to believe that he is going to get in the ring with Wilder this time because now he's bought time, right? He's bought himself more time. But only thing he's buying himself, right? All he did was prolong the death match. All he did was prolong the end of his career. That's all he did. And I'll explain the end of his career in a minute. We're going to get back to that because that's all he did is prolong it. Bumpy Thompson, what's happening with it? J Real Live, what's happening with it? Votes UK, Blackout, what's happening with it? 817 Boxing, what's happening with it? Right? So that's all he did was prolong what's going to happen on October the 9th. Now, I think that he has come to the conclusion that if he is able to be able, if he wants to continue his boxing career, he got to basically face Deontay Wilder, right? So now he's in training camp. You haven't heard anything about his training camp. They think, I don't know what's going on in training camp now. We know what was going on in training camp before, but now he's had more time to prepare, right? You hear Big John Fury talk. Big John Fury is saying now, right? I don't know how this is the case. I don't know how within a month span you can go from I'm afraid for my son, I don't like nothing that they doing in training to now Big John Fury is saying that Tyson Fury is in the best shape of his life right now. He is he's having a tremendous training camp, right? This is what Big John Fury is saying now. All of a sudden now, Tyson Fury goes from a month, right? Within a matter of a month, he goes from having a horrible training camp to getting stopped in training, getting his ass beat, right? By up-and-coming prospects, to having one of the best training camps in his career, and he's looking tremendous. I don't know what that shit is about, but I think that they all come to the conclusion to where they got to go on with this. They got to go on with this, right? And Wilder, I love the mindset that Deontay Wilder is in, because you can hear Wilder, and he talked about a lot of people saying like, yeah, you can overtrain, and he's overtrained, and he talked about, yeah, it is possible for a fighter to overtrain, but he said that, even though they've been working for a year and a half now, right? They've been working for a whole year and a half, right? Game planning, working, right? But he said that, I made sure I didn't overtrain. See, they thought I was going to overtrain, right? But nah, I made sure I didn't overtrain, because I took care of my body. I took time off and rested when I needed to rest. And then I came back and got to work. So, you know what I'm saying? He's a well-oiled machine right now. You know what I'm saying? And he's been soaking up shit like a sponge, continuing to game plan. And Tyson Fury is in trouble. And when I say the end of his career, because I really, truly believe this, when Tyson Fury loses this fight between Deontay Wilder come October the 9th, mentally, he's not going to be able to take it. Because if you hear Tyson Fury talks, right, he's already basically planned out his whole career. He's planned out his whole career, right? Every step of his career, and he's looking, he's acting, or he's either pretending like he's looking past Deontay Wilder, or he's really looking past Deontay Wilder, right? But I don't think that Tyson Fury really believes half of the shit that he says, but he still says it. So hold on. Let me let y'all hear what he had to say.
That may seem ridiculous, but considering that I said I was going to be world heavyweight champion
at
7 years old, and I said every single thing I was ever going to do, and did it, you cannot write me off at all. You have to.
Let me get to it.
Frank's sweating now. He's got to organise all that.
Well, Frank will organise all that, because he's done it for years.
Hold on. Let's see what he has to say.
50 years, 40 years, and organised fight after fight after fight. When people said he was finished and down and out, here back in Vegas again. So, he will deliver these fights. And back in England, we're going to deliver a UK fight, because it's been a long time since I boxed here. And I don't want to do an indoor arena. I want to do a stadium fight. And who better to do it with than this guy who keeps calling
for it? It's going to be an indoor one. I mean, obviously, the only one you can really go to is Cardiff. It's got a roof.
Yeah, and let's hope he doesn't start asking for stupid money, Frank, that don't exist. Because if he asks for stupid money, then he don't want the fight.
Yeah.
And that may seem ridiculous, but consider.
Exactly, and he did that before. Remember when he was offered a world title fight and priced himself out.
Did he get offered $5 million and said no to it?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, whatever. We're not here to slate anybody. We're here to put good fights on for the fans.
That's it.
So you heard it here, BT Sport, live and exclusive. We'll do Wilder on October the 9th. We'll do Dylan White sometime in December. That's definitely going to happen. I'm going to splatter him for sure. And then I'll do the big bodybuilder in March in Saudi Arabia. And then we'll come back and do a bodybuilder rematch fight in September or something. And then I'll fight old Del Boy again, make it third time lucky in the end of the year, maybe December again.
Third time lucky for him.
So y'all hear, he said that he gonna go to Wilder in October, go straight to December and fight motherfucking Dillian White. Then in March, he said he'll fight Anthony Joshua, right? And then fight Del Boy, and then fight a rematch with Anthony Joshua, right? All in basically a year span, which is some bullshit. Now, one thing that caught my ear, what he said he said that he was going to do a fight. You heard him talking about doing a fight in the UK. He wants to do a fight in the huge arena in the UK, right? He said that he can't wait to do a fight in the UK. Well, the last couple times that Tyson Fury talked about fighting in the UK, now he said he would never fight in the UK again. Now, Tyson Fury does not have a license to fight in the UK. Now, can he get a license again and go through whatever he got to go through to be able to fight in the UK? Of course. But Tyson Fury's very words were, I will never fight in the UK again. My home now is Las Vegas. That is my home. I will never fight anywhere again but Las Vegas or Los Angeles. That's what he said. He said, I'll never fight anywhere again if it's not Las Vegas, and I may fight in Los Angeles. I will never fight in the UK ever again. And they said, why? He said, I've outgrown the UK. I'm much bigger than the UK. They don't have anything to offer me. I'll never fight in the UK again. Now, that's why they was trying to see if they could get the Joshua and the Anthony Joshua and Fury fight in Saudi Arabia. For one, he said he don't ever want to fight in the UK again. He said he would never fight in the UK again. For two, he don't even have a UK license. So how can you listen to a man that sits in front of your face and think that you forgot? See, I didn't forget. Think that he can tell you what he wants to tell you whenever he wants to tell you it. He just told you two fucking different things. Two different things. Now, that's just like me telling you, you know what? I'm not going to talk about the fucking Oscar Valdez fight. I'm not going to talk about Oscar Valdez on my shit because I don't respect what he did. And then the next day, I come and think y'all forgot and break down the whole Oscar Valdez fight. Like, come on now. Y'all ain't hearing what I'm saying. This man told us in several interviews, right? In several interviews that he would never fight in the UK again. He's outgrown the UK. Only two places he'll fight is Las Vegas and Los Angeles, maybe. Because Las Vegas is his home. I wish I had the audio footage and I would play it back right now, but I'm not going to go through all that to find it. But he said that shit on several occasions. And then he don't even have a UK license. Now, we know that they did whatever they did to make Martin Carefoot disappear, right? Because with the information that Martin Carefoot had, Martin Carefoot was going to make it so that Tyson Fury could never get a UK boxing license again. But for some reason, you know, they did what they did to Martin Carefoot, made him disappear to now he's not willing to talk about nothing that went on with that lie about the wild boar meat. When he came out and he said that Tyson Fury was absolutely taking PEDs, Tyson Fury lied about the wild boar meat because the guy that he said that he got the wild boar meat from says that he's never had wild boar meat. Ever. So this man is a proven liar time and time and time again. Time again, he's lying. So do you think when he's sitting up in front of the audience that he was sitting doing the interview, the BT Sports and whoever he was doing, you know, the audience that he was doing the interview in front of, do you think that he really believes when he tells you that he's going to go out there, run through Deontay Wilder in less than 7 rounds, then he's going to come right back, right, in December in less than 2 months, right? He going to come back, right? Listen to what the fuck this dude is saying, right? Just listen. Y'all do me one favor and listen to what the fuck this dude is saying, right? He's saying on October the 9th, he's going in a huge mega fight, and he's going to get Wilder up out of there in less than 7 rounds, right? And then he's going to turn right back around in December. In 2 months' time, they're going to promote a whole nother fight, and he's going to go and fight Dillian White, right? In December. Now, in January, February, March. And then in December, right after that, he's going to go in 3 months. Then he's going to have a huge fight with Anthony Joshua, right? So let's count that, right? Let's count that. You got October to March. So let me see. November, December, January, February, March. So you're telling me in 5 months, this man is going to have 3. I'm talking about 3 mega fights, off the chart fights. Prospects coming up in the boxing today don't even fight that many times in the 5-month span. Prospects coming up now, they don't even fight 3 times in the 5-month span. So you're going to sit here and listen to this man telling you that he already has it mapped out. He going to fight 3 times in all mega pay-per-view bouts. And he going to do them back to back within the 5-month span. When we know that fighters on his caliber, they lucky to fight twice a year at the max. But he finna go out there and do all this in a 5-month span, right? So, reason I'm saying this is that I'm telling y'all that whatever Tyson Fury says and whatever come out of that man's mouth, he doesn't believe it himself. He just talks to talk. So does he believe that he can go in there and get Deontay Wilder up out of there? No, the man is scared to death. You can tell by the shit that he's telling you that he's going to do. Why would he sit up and tell y'all that he's going to fight Deontay Wilder, Dillian White, and then Anthony Joshua all in a 5-month span? Back to back, when he knows that it's not even possible with the way that boxing is ran nowadays, that it's not even possible. Like, it's not even possible. If he were to even do what he said he was going to do to Wilder, which he don't believe himself, it's not even possible for that to happen in boxing, the way that boxing is ran. He knows that. Everybody around him knows that. So with that being said, he doesn't believe what he's saying himself. So what makes you think that he believes that he can go in there with, on the even playing field, no cheating, no taking the padding out your fucking gloves and pushing them shits down to your motherfucking wrist area, no taking no cutting the thumb out of your glove, no nothing, right? You got to go in there and you just got to fucking, you know what I'm saying? You just got to be you. What makes you think that he believes that he's confident enough to go in there and beat a Wilder that's better than any Wilder that we've probably ever seen, when he was not confident enough to go in there and fight Wilder on the up and up the second fight? And for anybody, right, that says, well, you know, that's all accusations, you can't accuse him of cheating and this and that. Okay, cool, right? Cool. We'll take the cheating. We're going to throw that out the window for right now, for the moment being, right? So let's throw that out the window, right? So I'm going to say this. What makes you think that he's confident that he can go in there and beat Deontay Wilder if he wasn't confident enough to get back in the ring with him, right? It took a year and a half trying to get out of the fight. Because if you're confident that you can just run through somebody, you're not going to do everything that he did to try to get out of a fight. You're just not going to do it. I don't care what nobody say. That's just common sense. It's just common sense. You dig what I'm saying? I don't care what sport you in. If you that confident and you did what you did and you made it look easy and you did it on the up and up and you confident in your abilities to do it again, and you're going to get paid millions upon millions in dollars, that's a free payday, Jack. Jack, that's a free payday. If he wasn't confident enough to go in there and get a free payday, y'all think any of that shit that's coming out of his mouth with any interview that he does, do y'all really actually believe that shit? If you believe, and I'm listening and I'm talking to everybody, whether I rock with you or you a fucking troll that I don't rock with, whether you support me or you a hater, I'm talking to anybody. If you believe that Tyson Fury is confident and he believes any of that shit that he's saying, you a goddamn fool. Because this man just set up and lied to y'all and told y'all that he was going to have 3 mega huge pay-per-view fights all in a 5-month span. And yeah, he told y'all that. That's just like Errol Spence coming and saying, you know what? I'm going to fight Manny Pacquiao. And I'm going to fight Manny Pacquiao in October, right? In December, I'm going to turn right back around. I'm going to fight Keith Thurman. And then I'm going to come right back, right? And I'm going to fight Terrence Crawford. All in a 5-month span. If Errol Spence set up and told y'all that he going to fight Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman, and then Terrence Crawford, all in a 5-month span, would you believe that shit? You believe that? Knowing how boxing is ran, you would believe that? Come on now. So this man is showing you that he does not care about nothing that he says. He don't care. He looks at y'all as peasants. You know why? Because he'll tell you anything. He'll tell you anything. This motherfucker will drop a Snickers, right, off the top of a roof of a house and tell you that it's raining fucking doo-doo. It's raining shit. And look you dead in your eyes, right, and tell you that ain't Snickers, that's a piece of shit, and the world is coming to an end because it's raining dog shit. He doesn't care. This man he don't care what comes out of his mouth. He'll get in front of a microphone and a camera and he'll tell you anything. And he'll go back and he'll listen to what he said and he'll be like, damn, I can't even believe I just said that shit myself. He doesn't believe nothing that's going on. He showed that he's a coward. He showed that he doesn't believe in himself on numerous occasions. And we could even throw Wilder out the window, right? He has a history of cheating. This ain't something that is we just talking about now. This man has a history of cheating. He's never been confident in his abilities. He's never been confident in himself. Now, is Tyson Fury a trash fighter? No, he's a very good fighter. Does Tyson Fury have skills? Yeah. But you know what? It's a lot of people that have more skills than a lot of people, but they don't have the confidence in themselves, right? The man already told you that he suffers from mental illness. You don't think confidence is a big part of mental illness? It's people that can sing, right? It's people that can sing better than Beyonce can, better than whoever you want to think, right? I'm talking about can just blow, flat out blow. But you know what? You never heard of them. You never hear them because they don't have the confidence to do it in front of nobody, right? You hear them and you tell them like, wow, like you this and you that. But for some reason, they don't think that. So you might look at Tyson Fury and like, oh, how couldn't he have the confidence? He got these skills. That don't mean nothing. It shows that he does not have the confidence in himself. He's never had the confidence in himself because he has a history of cheating. All the way back to 2012 when the dude, when the UK guy came out, did an interview and talked about how Tyson Fury, right, poisoned his food. But y'all don't want to talk. Yeah, see, they tried to cover that up, right? When they fought for the UK Commonwealth heavyweight belt or something like that, right? Way back in 2012, Tyson Fury in his camp, the man came out and said Tyson Fury poisoned his food. But we just starting to talk about Tyson Fury because Deontay Wilder has been vocal about it. Yeah, okay. We'll play stupid. But as far as Wilder, I like his mindset. And you know, Wilder, the reason that he is the man that he is, and he let everybody know, and I like that, right? And we're gonna switch it up a little bit because I felt him, right? As fathers that take care of our kids, and you got fathers that you know what I'm saying, that where the mama ran off. And I can speak about this personally. You got fathers where the mama ran off, and you know, nobody never talk about the dads. You know what I'm saying? In the situations where the mom ran off and the dads is taking care of the kids by themselves, right? You never talk about that, right? But Wilder, he shed light on that. You know, he shed light on that, and he talked about the reason why he has the strong morals and why he the man that he is today, right? Because if you know Wilder, that's the reason I'm such a big Wilder fan, not because of what he do in the ring or none of that shit. It's because of the person that he is outside of the ring, the way that he treat people outside of the ring, the morals and the ethics that he has, right? But see, a lot of these men don't have that because they didn't have a father to, you know, instill that in them, right? They don't live by no type of code. They don't have no type of fucking morals and ethics, you know? But that's a whole different story. But I like how he talked about, you know, that it was a point where his mom left, you know, and she left all of the kids with his dad. And he said that, you know, his dad did everything that he could to raise them right. And his dad, like he said, sometimes they wouldn't even have food. Right? They wouldn't even have food to eat. But you know, his dad would scrape up some shit together. And so they would have, you know, the kids would have food, and his dad would, you know what I'm saying, wouldn't even be able to eat himself. He said his dad would just have to, you know, scrape the leftovers off the kids' plates just so he could have something in his stomach because they didn't have nothing. Right? His dad was left with I think he said 4 kids with no mom around. Right? But you never hear about those stories, and it happens every day. But you hear about women, you know what I'm saying, but you never hear about when men have to go through things like that, and when men got to make sacrifices. So I like that Deontay Wilder shed light on that, and he gave glory to his dad, you know, and gave his dad a lot of respect, and he let us know the reason that he is the man that he is today is because he, you know what I'm saying, because what his dad instilled upon him, and the things that the sacrifices that he's seen his dad go through just to take care of, you know, his kids, just to take care of the kids. And it gets you understanding, if you know Wilder, why he's the man that he is. Like Wilder also talked about, and I can tell you that Wilder is like this from my personal experiences with him, right? And other experiences that you could go back and see for yourself, right? When Wilder talks about that, you know what? A lot of people, they treat you according, you know what I'm saying? A lot of celebrities, they treat you a certain way, you know what I'm saying, according to if you're a celebrity or not. You know, you know, and he said, I don't care about none of that shit. I don't care if you a billionaire. if you poor, if you just some regular street dude, I don't care who you are. He said, that doesn't define a person to me. He said, I'm going to treat everybody the same way. If you a millionaire, if you a somebody poor, if you a street dude, what he said, I treat everybody the same way. I don't care what type of money you got or what you have and what you don't have. And I can truly say that the couple times that I met Wilder, right? One time was on I talked to him, and it wasn't that long. Another time I interviewed him and all of that. And he treats everybody the same way. He don't look at you no different than you look at the next person. And you can, and I could really attest to this if you go back and you can pull it up on YouTube. What heavyweight champion of the world, after having a huge mega fight, right? And then I'm talking about his second fight with Luis Ortiz, goes to the food court. And you know what I'm saying? Instead of going to some fancy restaurant, what other fighter, go to the food court, sit down in the food court in the wide open with all of the fans in, a food court. You eat at McDonald's, Subway, whatever the fuck they got in the food court. Go to the food court after the heavyweight champion of the world, one of the biggest names, biggest sports athletes at that point in time, and still and even bigger now, right? And sits down in the middle of everybody and just chill, talk to everybody, take every autograph, to where even his wife was mad. His wife was like, man, you like, man, come on. You could tell, like, you could tell the look on her face. She was like, you don't have to talk to everybody. You don't have to sign all these people autographs. Like, damn, we like, shit. You know what it's gonna be if you go in the middle. He could have went anywhere in the world, but he chose to go to the food court because you look at him as a celebrity, a superstar. He's telling you, I'm just like anybody else. I don't like all that shit. Like, I don't look at myself like that. I'm cool. I'm straight. You ain't gotta pay for him to sign your autograph. When Mike Tyson posts up in Vegas and he in a sports store, you got a line wrapped around the corner, but you gotta pay if you want to get in for him to sign your autograph. You dig what I'm saying? So, anybody that hates Deontay Wilder, I don't really fuck with them people. Because how could you hate a man like that? Name me another fighter with his status that'll go into a food court. He could have went to any motherfucking fancy restaurant, wherever. He could have even, hey, you know what? I'm a celebrity. I'm too big to be around all these people. You know what? Yeah, I want to eat something from I want to eat something from this place in the food court, but you know what? Here's some money. Bring it back to my room. I can't have all these people around me. He could have easily done that. But the man don't even get respect for doing things like that, right? You don't even respect him for doing things like that and stayed there all night. Couldn't even eat his food because he had hundreds of fans around him wanting the autograph. The same people that spit on him. The same people that spit on him wanted his autograph, and he smiled, talked to him, full-blown conversations, everything. He didn't say, hey, security, come over here and I want to eat, surround me, make sure that don't nobody come past this line. Nah, everything was good. But see, y'all ruined that. Y'all ruined that, right? In October 9th, it's going to be a big change because this is more than boxing. You know, I mean, we see what it is. Y'all wanted a lot of people wanted a white heavyweight champion for decades. a white heavyweight champion. I mean, yeah, Vladimir Klitschko, but he just wasn't it for y'all because he really was, he just wasn't it. People know what it is, right? But and then with everything that was going on with the state of the US and the state, that we in, that was everything to y'all. Y'all got Tyson Fury, right? It was Tyson Fury, that was everything. And then it turned into a race thing. Y'all didn't like outspoken black men. So now we're gonna do everything to keep this title from him. And things are gonna change. Things are gonna change because once in CB Sports, what's happening with it? Big CB off in the building. What it do? Things are gonna change because come October the 9th, right? When Deontay Wilder gets that championship belt back around his waist, that belt don't mean nothing. It's much more than that belt. And a lot of people, a lot of y'all woke, and a lot of y'all know where I'm coming, where I'm saying this. Y'all see a belt, but it's much more than a belt. This, right, when he gets that title back, this is what they didn't want to happen, right? It's one thing when, yeah, he got his ass beat by Tyson Fury. He's a nobody. Yeah, who cares? Yeah, he's talking about, he's talking about injustices in America. He's talking about the racial injustice that goes on in sports and in boxing right here in this very sport in boxing, but nobody cares. He got his ass beat by Tyson Fury, right? He's not the champ. Nobody's listening to him. He's just saying this because he's bitter. He don't have his, but hey, I'm gonna tell you one thing. When he get that title around his waist, and the whole world is looking, the next time he open his fucking mouth, y'all don't have no choice but to listen. And you got to listen to every word he say. And his voice becomes that much bigger. You see how they don't like LeBron James? When LeBron James start speaking out and speaking about things, well, imagine LeBron James times 10. That's what you're going to get. And that's exactly what they do not want. That's exactly what they don't want. So y'all see a WBC title. The ones that know, us that really know what's really going on, and you see what they did to them. You see you've seen the statues that they made in the UK and all of that, right? When the tides change, right? When the tides change, and Wilder goes out there and displays destruction on Tyson Fury, everything is going to change. Everything is going to change. So I'm letting you know, we're a month out. So all of y'all, the racist ones, the undercover motherfucking wannabe white supremacists, the Mexicans that hate it, the coons in the background, you know what I'm saying? Because the coons that can't stand to see an outspoken brother because you something that he stands for something that you could never stand for. You know what I'm saying? Just like the field, they call it the you know what I'm saying? Just like the field king, I ain't calling the field nigga. Just like the field king in the house nigga, right? The house nigga was inferior, right? And he was jealous of the field king. So what did he do? Massa, they trying to escape again. Massa, they said this about you. Massa, they out there doing that. Right? That's how you coons think. Right? So I'm speaking to all of y'all. The coons. The coons that's, I'm speaking to the wannabe, you know what I'm saying? KKK, the racist, jealous man, all of y'all. Whomever it may concern. When the tides turn, right? It's going to get real ugly for y'all. Real ugly. I'm talking about Grace Jones and Seal had a baby type ugly for y'all. Bon Quick, salute. What's happening with it? Gonna get real ugly for y'all. And y'all see a WBC belt. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see boxing. But Deontay Wilder, he told y'all, it's much deeper than boxing. And he told y'all, you know what? I'm not going to get deep into it. I'm going to leave it real short for y'all. But the ones who know, if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? And if you black, or if you just, you know what I'm saying, you don't even got to be black. If you know what goes on in this racist America, in the racist sport of boxing, you don't even got, like I said, you don't have to be black. Some people, some of y'all ain't black, but y'all know what goes on. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. He don't have to explain it to y'all. You know what I'm saying? What's already known don't have to be explained. So I'm one of the ones that know exactly what he was talking about. But he made it clear that he's not going to get deep into it because anything that he says, his words will be flipped around. You know what I'm saying? But this is what you all fear. This is what they fear. This is what the boxing game fears. You know why? Because, yeah, we had a Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was world champion. Because, and I'm going to explain to y'all, right? And I'm going to explain because I know a lot of y'all be like, well, fuck you mean? You've had black champions, you know what I'm saying, before. You guys have had all these black champions. Why wouldn't they want Deontay Wilder to have the championship belt? Deontay Wilder was champion for all those years and nothing happened. Well, you know what I'm saying? His name wasn't, for a long time, his name wasn't as big as it is now, right? Then when he started getting vocal, right, his star power just had really started to grow when he really started get to that level and start to get vocal, right? And then they did what they did to make sure, let me get this belt off of this man before shit really get out of hand with, you know what I'm saying, with the things that he's saying and the light that he's bringing, right? So I know a lot of people saying, well, it's y'all had champions, you know what I'm saying, all the time before. You've had heavyweight champions. What's the difference? Why would they be afraid, or why would anybody be afraid? Mike Tyson was the champion. Mike Tyson, he was a champion that was looked at as a fucking clown. You know what I'm saying? He ain't smart. He's a, you know what I'm saying, another fucking another black fucking monkey. Let's just keep it 100. He out here acting a fool in the streets. You know what I'm saying? That's how they want to portray the black. He out here acting a fool in the streets. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He's giving us what we want. He's giving us everything we want, right? You had champions like Holyfield. You had a lot of black champions, right? But the last time that you had an outspoken black champion that was actually gonna say and do the things that Deontay Wilder is doing and saying. And I'm not talking about going out in the streets and acting a fool and getting fucking drunk and getting in trouble. Not that, right? That was going to shed light on the things that y'all like to put a fucking hush on. Y'all like to put a lid on. The last time we had a champion like that was Muhammad Ali. And you see, they tried to put a lid on Muhammad Ali. You see what they did to him. You see what I'm saying? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go do your research. So yeah, we've had a lot of black champions before, but ain't none of those dudes was threats, right? Because once you start to have a voice and you really start to get all eyes on you, it's what any sport, anybody, it's what they fear, right? You see in football, soon as some of them players start speaking out and, you know, putting the arm around Colin Kaepernick and saying, you know what, we stand with Colin Kaepernick. We gonna speak out just like he is. Where they at? They got them dudes up out of the league real quick on the hush. You know what? Y'all gotta go. You don't think LeBron want to say a whole lot more? LeBron, he speaks on the issues, but he don't do it as much as he want to. But see, now you got Wilder. He's you know what I'm saying? You can't shut him up. You got somebody that he not gonna shut up for nobody. You got you know what I'm saying? You got a real, you know what I'm saying? You got Muhammad Ali ×2. He ain't finna shut up for, he don't give a fuck who it is. He not finna, and they don't want that. They don't want that. A lot of the fans, they don't even know why they hate Wilder. They just gonna go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? But we just don't like him. He going against another white man. We don't fucking like him. He needs to see. They want. This is the type of champion they want. This is the type of champion they want. They want a Tiki Barber, a Sean Alexander. Like I told y'all last time, that's the type of dude. You're gonna do what you do on the field or in the boxing ring. You're gonna keep it. You're gonna keep it PC. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna keep your head down and you're gonna work and you're gonna shut the fuck up. You're gonna do your job, nigger. Do your job, nigger. And that's it. Shut up and dribble. Like they told LeBron James. Shut up and dribble. You're gonna do your job, and that's what it's gonna be. Or, you know what? We're gonna fucking sell you. We're gonna make y'all look like we want y'all to look. Act a fool. You know what I'm saying? Act a fool. Get in trouble. We want you to do all that shit so we can put it in the news that's going to make headlines. Act a fucking fool. Get in trouble. Get caught snorting cocaine, whatever the fuck you do. We want that. We want to put that image out. We don't want the strong black man that's actually intelligent, that's going to speak on the history of how his people been done, that's going to speak on things that's happening right now, that's not going to shut up for nobody. We don't want that. So you know what? We got to do everything we can do to keep that from happening. But you know what? I'm talking too much because that's you know what I'm saying? That's too much for some of y'all. You know, that's too much for some of y'all. You know, but some of y'all wouldn't understand at the end of the day. Some of y'all wouldn't understand, no matter what. And some of y'all understand, but you just don't want to hear it. You don't want to understand. But I say all of that to say this. October the 9th, if that man that you see right behind me, right? If that man that you see right behind me, Tyson Fury, gets in the ring with Deontay Wilder, y'all got a month. You got a month until everything changes. And if you think he's been shedding things, light on things now, wait. This is what y'all don't want, but this is what my people need. We need somebody like Deontay Wilder. And I'm not talking about boxing. I'm not talking about boxing. The ones that know what I'm talking about, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, and it ain't got nothing to do with boxing. This is what we've been needing. And after October the 9th, this is what we're going to get. The church. You know what I'm saying? Can I get an amen? So, with that being said, hey, I mean, I think that y'all should live it up. I think that y'all should talk as much shit as you can. And I think that y'all should get everything out of your system, because after October the 9th, things going to change. A lot of things are going to change. And I'm laughing because I can't wait. I'm laughing because I can't wait. And it's gonna be lovely. It's gonna be lovely. You know, everything always comes in full circle, and y'all gonna see it. Y'all gonna see it happen right before your eyes. And with these times that we in, what better time to have a heavyweight champion like Deontay Wilder? What better time? Like I said, a lot of people gonna watch this and they gonna hate what they hear, but I don't give a goddamn. Y'all already know that about me. Y'all know that about me. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't put on for nobody. You can, you know what I'm saying? You can like it, you can love it, or you can hate it. At the end of the day, you ain't gonna shut me up. YouTube, they can not put out my notifications and do whatever they want to. They could do whatever they want to. But at the end of the day, I'm still gonna say what I want to say. Whether it's whether it's 2 people in this motherfucker or 200 people in here, I'm still gonna say what I gotta say. Let's get it, you know. So I can't wait. And you know, I can't wait. I can't wait. Dear John says, all these black people talking about Fury gonna be baptized. Y'all nearly saw that dude die. Well, dear John, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm writing a letter to you. Dear John, please come back to Everything Boxing and Sports on the night of October the 9th or after October the 9th. And dear John, would you please keep the same energy? Sincerely, yours, Everything Boxing and Sports. Come back, keep the same energy. That's all I can ask of you, dear John. So yeah, let's see. Because see, things are gonna change. Not only in the world, in boxing, and you know, things are gonna come out. And Wilder is gonna shed light on a lot of things, right? They ain't gonna be able to shut him up. Fuck your belt. Fuck your belt. Fuck the WBC. Fuck what y'all talking about. Y'all not going to be able to shut me up now. That's what they don't want, right? He's going to shed light on a lot of things going on. But, right? But, at the end of the day, the guys like Dear John, when everything I'm talking about goes down, dudes like Dear John and Steve Tids, them dudes, you're not going to see them in nobody's chat. You're not going to see them on Money Brown TV. You're not going to see them on Everything Boxing and Sports. You're not going to see them on Pac-Man ATL. You're not going to see them on Drew Titan. You're not going to see them on Blue Blood Sports TV. You're not going to see them on Boxing Ego. You're not going to see them on nowhere. You're not going to see them nowhere at all. And I guarantee you that the chat is going to be very thin after October the 9th. You're not going to see these dudes. You know why? They're going to go to other channels where they feel safe. They're going to go to channels like Showbiz and fucking the you know what I'm saying, some of them other Mexican dudes channels, and they gonna go the UK channels, and you know what I'm saying, they gonna make a million excuses. You're not gonna see them come around here. I guarantee you, and I'll be willing to bet money on it, you're not gonna see none of them dudes coming here and say, you know what, we were wrong about Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder beat the dog shit out of Tyson Fury, and you're not going to see none of that. It's going to be quiet. So I know that. So I'm not going to go back and forth and argue with none of these trolls and, you know what I'm saying, waste my breath and waste my time. So you're not going to see none of that. You're not going to see none of that shit. None of it. Renee Box Young, salute to my brother Renee Box Young in the building. Renee, put your link in the chat, and everybody make sure that you go sub to Renee Box Young. Sub to Renee Box Young. Very talented. Very talented. He talk boxing and he do music. Go show Renee Box Young love. One of the most knowledgeable guys we got on this YouTube. And yeah, I mean, Renee do it all. Show him some love. But that's all I say. You're not gonna see none of these dudes come by 817. You're not gonna see none of these dudes come October the 10th. You're not gonna see it, right? They're not gonna be in here. It's gonna be all of us. and we gonna be having a party, right? We gonna have a party, and we not gonna be able to pay none of these motherfucking clowns to crash our party. And don't get me wrong, when Steve and well, Steve, he said acting like bitches. Well, I mean, if anybody was in here acting like your mama, I didn't see him. So I don't know what you're talking about, but you know. And dear John, I mean, I don't have no beef with you. I mean, I don't have no beef with nothing that you're saying, right? If that's your opinion, that is your opinion. But I know that you're not going to come back in here on October the 9th. I know that I'm going to drop links. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop links. Throughout the whole show, I'm going to just come on here, talk shit, and drop links. I'm going to just drop link. Pick up the link. Ain't nobody going to get on the link. None of these dudes are going to pick up a link and get on that motherfucking camera. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Come October the 10th. Shit, I might do a goddamn live stream in the arena. But with that being said, make sure that y'all hit my like button because, you know, they didn't send my notifications out today. I still ain't even got my own notification on my other account. So make sure that y'all hit my like button. Do that. Do me a favor so they can actually, you know, a lot of people actually come on and watch afterwards. Make sure that y'all hit my like button. We had another great show. I appreciate everybody that, you know, came through showing love. And we got some big things in store for y'all. We got some big things in store. You know, we got hopefully these five. Oh, my bad, Zenith. I missed Zenith's super chat. He says, Zenith 360 in that super chat. Appreciate you coming through, you know, showing some support, man. He says, sleep in the ring is near death, like Fury. Man, sleep in the ring is near death, like Fury. I'm telling you, man. It's gonna be ugly, man. It's gonna be real ugly come October the 9th, and I can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah, I hope you do screenshot it, BC. But this is the thing, John dear. The thing is that you're hoping, wishing, and praying that you're able to come on here after a Wilder loss, right? But see, you already had that chance. Fury cheated. He did what he did, and y'all had a whole year and a half before shit hit the fan and everything fell apart for y'all, right? Come October 9th, everything's going to fall apart. And see, the difference is you screenshotting, right? But you're not going to show up in here on October the 9th. Because, you know, you're not going to want to face, you ain't going to want to face that smoke. So you're not going to, you can say what you want to say now, but you're not going to be nowhere to be found. Zenith 360, what's happening with it? He say, drop the link for Dear John right now. Test him. We gonna wait. But matter of fact, Dear John, since I want to make sure that you show up, right? I want to make sure that you show up. You know what? I'm going to do this. We're going to do this, right? No, we're going to do this, Dear John. I'm going to do you something better, right? I'm going to give Dear John my contact. So I'm going to give you the number, right? The number that I use when I have my callers, when I do call-in shows. I'm going to put this number up, right? We're going to see how serious Dear John is right now. I'm going to put this number up. I want you to send, you and every other troll that's sitting in the background, send me a text on that number that you see right there on your phone. Send me a text. I will get the text, right? And on October the 9th, right? On October the 9th, no matter what the outcome is, I'm going to be giving you a call. and I'm going to make sure that you show up on the show. There it is. There it is right there, dear John. Let me see. He said he texted me. I'm going to see if he texts me. Hold on. You ain't text me yet. I'm going to wait for dear John to send this text. And we all going to call dear John live. That's what we going to do. So just in case, just so I don't forget, you know, I know 817, he ain't going to let me forget. I know 817, he ain't going to forget this shit. Make sure that you come in and remind me after the Fury and Wilder fight. Remind me. And like I said, I'm going to be a man of my word. No matter what the outcome is. No matter what the outcome is. So, you know, we're going to, no matter what the outcome is, we're going to make sure that we all come on here. And this is going out to dear John and any other trolls that's going to watch later on or that's watching right now. And I'm not even going to call y'all trolls. Some of y'all trolls, and I'm not going to call everybody just because you're a Tyson Fury fan a troll. I'm going to say that anybody that thinks that Tyson Fury, you know, is going to run through Deontay Wilder and that Tyson Fury is going to come out victorious, you know, hey, there it is. The number's right there. Dear John said he sent it. I'm going to put your number in my phone personally, and I'm going to be calling you. I still did not get no text. So, dear John, if you send it, it would have came through. I haven't got no text from you, dear John. I still ain't got no text. 817. Do me a favor, since you in the text that number that's on the screen and let me see if it's going through. I ain't got no text from dear John. Text that number for me and tell me if it's going through, so I'll know right now if he really sent it. I ain't gonna call. I don't want to call that man a liar because it might not be going through. So we'll see. Matter of fact, I'll text the number myself. Make sure if it's going through or not, y'all. Hold on. I'll tell y'all right now. Y'all heard that beep, right? Y'all heard that beep, right? I just text myself and it went through fine. So, dear John, you ain't text me. Now, I'll do it again. I just text the number myself right now. You hear you heard it. You can hear it clearly. It's going through fine. I'm gonna show y'all on camera. I just texted the letter T from my own phone. Look, y'all see that? It went through just fine. So you ain't going through. Okay, dear John. Okay, he said he'll send a DM. Matter of fact, I'm going to put my email in the chat. Oh, I put my email in the chat, and I'm gonna put my email in the chat. Cause Dear John, he acting like he want all the smoke. Well, we gonna really see if he really want all the smoke. Hold on. Let me see what this email is. Hold on. Put my email in the chat. Let me see who this is. Yep, 817 Boxing B. His shit, 817 shit went in just fine. Who this? Hold on. Hello? 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 What up? Hello? Okay, I don't know what that's about, but so I'm putting my email in the chat, right? Here it is, right here. Let me see. Oh, that's Renee Box Young. Renee Box Young just text. Why everybody text coming through? But Dear John, all of a sudden his phone don't work no more. Now, there is my email. Now you can email me right now, right? Because if you're gonna act, hold on. Hello. Now motherfuckers want to play on the phone and shit, you know. But anyway, there is my email right there. There it is right there. You dig what I'm saying? There it is right there. You ain't gonna super chat me nothing because see I'll put if you want to, that's my Cash App. You can Cash App me the $100 and then and we can make that bet. But super chat, they gonna take half of that anyway. Now if you want to, we can do that. If because you certainly not texting my phone, right? Because see what I'm gonna let you know what's gonna happen. Once Tyson Fury, right, is licking that canvas with his face down, come October the 10th, 11th, whenever I come on and do the show, we are gonna blow your phone up on TV live. We're gonna make sure that you got the same energy on live. Okay, somebody else just hit me and said, yo, I don't know who that is, but the Cash App is on the screen. So if you want to make that bet, he wants to bet that he'll send me a Cash App for $100 right now. If Deontay Wilder loses, I got to send him the Cash App back plus another 100. But if Wilder wins, I keep the $100 Cash App. We can do that. That ain't no problem with me. People know, if you've been watching me, I've sent people Cash Apps on here plenty of times. People know me, so I mean, you know, if you want to do it like that, we can do it like that. The Cash App is right in front of the screen, so we can do that too. So, like I said, Zenith 360 in that super chat, he said it's a troll. He keep moving goalposts. Exactly. Yeah, my man Renee Box Young said it sounds like John playing Ring Around the Rosie. What is he doing? I didn't, you know what I'm saying? He didn't bluff like he was going, like he wanted to do the cash out bet. I didn't accept that. I didn't gave the man, you know what I'm saying, the number to text. He didn't want to do that because I'm already letting you know when come October the 10th, we're going to blow your phone up right here live on Everything Boxing. And I told you, I'm a man of my word. We're going to do it no matter what the outcome is. Because if I'm wrong, then obviously I'm going to have to let you come on the show, and I'm going to have to let you get whatever you want to get off your chest, and I'm going to have to listen to it because I'm wrong. But you're not confident that you believe what you're saying about Tyson Fury, because if you was that confident, you would have already did one of the two things you said you was going to do already. And this conversation would have already been ended. Been simple as that. Coach, what's happening with it, man? You missed the whole show. Coach, but salute to you, man. Salute to you, Coach. Yeah, 817 Boxing Beat. That's all I'm saying. Back up who you want to back up, but stand on all 10 toes at the end of the day. When you wrong, stand on all 10 toes, and when you right, stand on all 10. That's all I'm asking. Right or wrong, stand on what you're saying. And that's just what it is. I guess not. You know, we saying that dude was a troll. He didn't want no smoke. You know, he didn't hit that line and he didn't hit that cash out. Neither one. He was on some bullshit. So we saying that Dear John, just like the rest of these dudes, is in here trolling, and they really don't believe what they saying. They don't believe that shit. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody for coming in the building. Another great show. We got some boxing on tomorrow. You know, the Triller fight card. I'll probably do a show tomorrow. Actually, I won't be doing the show tomorrow because tomorrow is my daughter. Today is my twin. They turned 7 today. It's their birthday today. So everybody wish them a happy birthday. And tomorrow we having a party for them. So I won't be on here tomorrow, probably, unless it's later on. But you know, either way, you know, we got some boxing tomorrow. And until next time, make sure that y'all hit that like button. I appreciate everybody that came through and supported. And yeah, we out. You already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again. And I'm gone.